Have you ever felt like the entire world is conspiring against your bank account? Like every bill that arrives is another stone weighing down your heart? That you wake up in the middle of the night, tormented by numbers that just don't add up? I know exactly what that feels like, because I've been there. In that place where you're counting pennies, where every phone call makes you tremble, where you avoid opening your mail because you know it's just some more bills. But today you're going to discover something that changed everything for thousands of people. Something Kathryn Kuhlman uncovered during the Great Depression. Something she called the crisis protocol. And no, it's not about easy money. It's not about magic formulas. It's about something far deeper. It's about a door opening precisely when everything seems lost. Have you noticed how the biggest transformations happen in the most desperate moments? As if the universe waits for you to reach your limit before revealing an escape route that was always there? Kathryn Kuhlman knew this. She discovered a specific psalm, a precise protocol, a sequence that, when followed for 48 hours, creates an opening in what seems impossible. And I need to tell you something important before we continue. This isn't for those who want to get rich quick. This is for those who are suffocating, for those who need to breathe again. Because the truth is, you've tried everything, haven't you? You've made spreadsheets, cut expenses, lost sleep calculating and recalculating. You've felt that sinking feeling of being swallowed by financial quicksand. But there's something you haven't tried yet. Something that goes beyond the mathematics. Something that touches the very essence of how things manifest in your life. Do you know what happens when you're desperate? When you reach that point where there's nothing left to lose, it's precisely then that true transformation becomes possible. Kathryn Kuhlman discovered this in 1932. She was completely broke. No money, no hope, no prospects. That's when she found this psalm. And that's when she developed what she called the crisis protocol. It's no coincidence that the greatest manifestations happen in moments of greatest despair. It's as if the universe responds to the intensity of your need. Now listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you has changed the lives of people who were literally on the brink of financial ruin. The crisis protocol isn't about asking for money. It's about creating an opening. It's about aligning your energy with the frequency of abundance during a specific 48-hour period. Have you noticed that some people seem to attract money naturally? That they always find a way out? That opportunities always seem to arise for them? It's not luck, it's frequency. And Kathryn Kuhlman discovered how to tune into that frequency, especially during times of crisis. The psalm she used isn't the most well-known one. It's not Psalm 23. It's not Psalm 91. It's a specific psalm that speaks directly to the energy of financial transformation. But before I tell you which one it is, you need to understand something fundamental. This only works if you're truly willing to follow the protocol exactly as she taught it. Because it's not about reciting words. It's about creating a specific state of consciousness for 48 consecutive hours. And I'm going to explain exactly how to do it. Step by step, no mystery, no complications. You'll discover why 48 hours is the exact time. Why less doesn't work. Why more might even hinder the process. You'll understand why it has to be done in a specific way. Why every detail matters. Why every word has its precise moment. Because what Kathryn Kuhlman discovered wasn't just a psalm. It was a science. A spiritual science of manifestation in times of crisis. And do you know what the most impressive part is? It works precisely when everything seems lost. It works when you're at rock bottom. It works when there seems to be no way out. It's as if despair creates a hole in the fabric of reality, an opening through which the impossible can pass. I've seen this happen hundreds of times. People who followed the protocol and, within 48 hours, received an unexpected call, an opportunity that appeared out of nowhere. money they weren't expecting. It's not a miracle. It's frequency. It's alignment. It's energy directed in the right way. But there's a condition. You need to be truly willing to make this work. You need to be willing to trust the process even when you don't fully understand it. Because the crisis protocol works on a dimension that is beyond logic. It works on the dimension of applied faith, of directed belief, of focused energy. And now I'm going to teach you exactly how to apply this to your life. How to use this discovery by Kathryn Kuhlman to transform your financial situation in 48 hours. First, you need to understand that there's a specific time to begin. It's not just any time. It's not just any day. It has to be the right moment. And I'm going to explain how to identify that moment. How to know when the universe is ready to receive your request for transformation. Because there's a window of opportunity, a time when the energy is aligned, a time when the impossible becomes possible. Kathryn Kuhlman called this the moment of breakthrough, the moment you feel something bigger is about to happen. Have you felt that? That feeling that something is about to change? That premonition that a door is about to open? It's precisely at that moment that you should begin the protocol. Not before, not after. Exactly at that moment. And there's one more important thing. The psalm she used has to be recited in a specific way. It's not just reading. It's not just memorizing. It's creating a specific state of consciousness. It's as if you're talking directly to the source of abundance. As if you're making a formal request to the universe. But it's not just any request. It's a request made in the frequency of certainty, in the frequency of anticipated gratitude, in the frequency of someone who already knows they will receive. Because that's the key. You can't ask like someone who's desperate. You have to ask like someone who's confident, like someone who knows they deserve it, like someone who's certain they'll receive it. Because that's the hardest part. How can you be certain when you're desperate? How can you be confident when you're broke? Kathryn Kuhlman discovered a way. She discovered how to create this mental state, even in the worst financial situation. And that's what I'm going to teach you now. How to create a state of absolute confidence, even when your account is in the red. Because the universe doesn't respond to your despair. The universe responds to your faith, to your certainty, to your gratitude. And when you learn to create that state, even in the worst situation, that's when true transformation happens. That's when the door opens. That's when the impossible becomes possible. That's when your financial life changes in 48 hours. Are you ready to learn the exact protocol? Are you ready to discover the specific psalm Kathryn Kuhlman used? Are you ready to transform your financial situation using a discovery that changed the lives of thousands? Then join me, because what I'm about to teach you might be the key you've been searching for. The psalm that changes everything is Psalm 112. But it's not just reciting Psalm 112. It's applying the specific protocol that Kathryn Kuhlman developed. And this protocol has 5 mandatory steps. 5 steps that must be followed exactly as she taught. First step, the moment of preparation. You need to create a specific environment. A place where you won't be interrupted. A place where you can completely connect with the energy of abundance. It doesn't have to be a special place. It could be your bedroom. It could be the living room. It could be anywhere you feel comfortable. But it has to be a place where you can completely focus, where there will be no distractions, where you can connect with something greater. And it has to be at the same time every day, preferably early in the morning, when your mind is clear. When your energy is renewed, because the protocol works with discipline, with consistency, with repetition at the right moment. Second step, the state of consciousness. Before you begin reciting the psalm, you need to create a specific state of consciousness. It's not about relaxing, it's about connecting. It's about feeling like you're speaking directly to the source of all abundance, that you're making a formal request, that you're being heard. And this is fundamental, because it's not about the words. It's about the state of consciousness you create when you speak the words. Kathryn Kuhlman discovered that when you create this specific state, it's as if you're opening a direct channel to the source of abundance. Third step, the specific recitation. Psalm 112 has to be recited in a specific way. It's not just reading. It's not just memorizing. It's creating a conversation. It's as if you're explaining to the universe exactly what you need, exactly why you need it, exactly when you need it. And it has to be done with anticipatory gratitude, as if you've already received, as if you're thanking for something that has already happened, because the universe responds to gratitude. It responds to certainty. It responds to the energy of someone who already knows they will receive. Fourth step, the specific visualization. After reciting the psalm, you need to visualize exactly what your life will be like when the problem is solved. It's not about visualizing money. It's about visualizing the feeling of relief, the feeling of freedom, the feeling of being able to breathe again. It's about feeling what it will be like to wake up without worry, what it will be like to look at your bills without fear, what it will be like to have control of your financial life. And it has to be a specific visualization, detailed, real, as if you were living that reality at that moment. Fifth step, the inspired action. After doing the protocol, you need to be attentive to opportunities, to the ideas that arise, to the inspirations that appear. Because the protocol doesn't make money fall from the sky. It opens pathways. It creates opportunities. It aligns you with possibilities. And when these opportunities appear, you need to have the courage to act. You need to have faith to follow the inspiration. Because it's in inspired action that the transformation really happens. It's when you leave the protocol and enter real life that the miracle manifests. Now, there's something very important you need to know. The protocol has to be done for 48 consecutive hours. It's not 2 days when you remember. It's not 2 days when you have time. It's 48 consecutive hours, following exactly the same pattern. And why 48 hours specifically? Kathryn Kuhlman discovered that it's the exact time to create an opening in the energy field. Less than 48 hours isn't enough to create the necessary momentum. More than 48 hours can create anxiety and disharmonize the process. It's as if 48 hours is the perfect time to plant an energetic seed and let it begin to germinate. And there's one more thing. During those 48 hours, you need to maintain a specific attitude. You can't keep checking if it's working. You can't keep doubting. You have to maintain faith. You have to maintain confidence. You have to maintain the certainty that something is changing even if you don't see immediate results. Because the protocol works in a dimension that is beyond what you can see. It works in the energy field, in the field of possibilities. And when you complete the 48 hours, that's when the doors begin to open. That's when opportunities begin to arise. That's when the impossible becomes possible. Now, take a moment. Breathe deeply. Feel the air entering your lungs. Because what I'm about to tell you will be different from anything you've ever heard about financial manifestation. I'm going to give you the exact words, the complete protocol, every detail that Kathryn Kuhlman discovered during years of experimentation. But first, I need you to understand one thing. What I'm about to teach you is not theory. It's not philosophy. It's practical instructions that have already transformed thousands of lives. And you will feel the difference from day one, from the first recitation. Because when you do it the right way, something changes within you. It's not about believing blindly. It's about consciously experimenting. It's about applying a protocol that has already been tested and approved by people who are in your situation. So, let's get to what really matters. Let's get to the specific protocol that can change your financial life In the next 48 hours, the complete protocol, step by step. First, you need to choose the right time to begin, and there's a specific timing that multiplies the protocol's effectiveness. The best time is when you feel you've reached your limit, when you feel you can't take it anymore, when you feel you need an urgent change. It's not when you're somewhat worried. It's not when you're a little tight. It's when you feel you need a real transformation, because it's at that moment that your energy is most receptive. It's at that moment that you are most open to receiving help. And it has to be on a Monday morning, preferably before 7 a.m., when the world is still waking up, when the energy is clean. Why Monday? Because it's the day of new beginnings. It's the day of new possibilities. It's the day when the universe is most receptive to change. Now, I'm going to teach you exactly how to prepare the environment. Preparing the environment. You'll need a quiet place. It could be your bedroom. It could be the living room. It could be anywhere you won't be interrupted. But it has to be the same place every time. For the next 48 hours, you'll perform this protocol in the same location. This creates an energetic anchor. You'll need a white candle. It doesn't have to be anything special. Just a simple white candle will do. The candle represents the light entering your life. You'll need a glass of water. Clean water, preferably filtered. The water represents fluidity, the capacity for change, renewal. And you'll need a pen and paper, where you'll write 3 specific things, 3 affirmations that will accelerate the process. Now, I'm going to teach you how to create the right state of consciousness. The state of consciousness. Before you begin, you'll sit comfortably. You'll close your eyes. You'll take 3 deep breaths. On the first breath, you'll feel your body relaxing. You'll feel all the tension leaving your muscles. On the second breath, you'll feel your mind calming down. You'll feel all those worrisome thoughts drifting away. On the third breath, you'll feel a connection forming. A connection with something greater. A connection with the source of abundance. And then you'll open your eyes. You'll look at the lit candle. You'll feel you're in the presence of something sacred. You'll say aloud, "I am ready to receive the transformation I need. I am open to the possibilities that are coming." And then you'll begin the recitation of Psalm 112. The recitation of Psalm 112. But it's not just any recitation. It's a specific recitation with specific pauses, with specific intentions. You'll recite each verse 3 times. The first time, you read it normally. The second time, you read it thinking about your specific situation. The third time, you read it with gratitude, as if you've already received it. Psalm 112. Praise the Lord. Blessed is the man who fears the Lord, who finds great delight in his commands. Pause. Breathe. Feel these words entering your heart. His children will be mighty in the land. The generation of the upright will be blessed. Pause. Think about your family, the people you love, prosperity coming to all of you. Wealth and riches are in his house, and his righteousness endures forever. Pause. Visualize your home. Visualize abundance arriving. Visualize your bills being paid. Light shines in the darkness for the upright. He is gracious and compassionate and righteous. Pause. Feel the light entering your situation. Feel hope replacing despair. A good man is generous and lends freely. He conducts his affairs with justice. Pause. Imagine yourself being generous. Imagine yourself helping others. Imagine yourself prosperous. He will never be shaken. The righteous will be remembered forever. Pause. Feel stability arriving. Feel security establishing itself in your life. He will not fear bad news. His heart is steadfast, trusting in the Lord. Pause. Feel confidence growing. Feel the fear of bills diminishing. His heart is secure. He will have no fear. He will look in triumph on his adversaries. Pause. Feel your financial difficulties being overcome. He has freely given to the needy. His righteousness endures forever. His horn will be lifted high in honor. Pause. See yourself being blessed to bless others. The wicked see and are angered. They gnash their teeth and melt away. The desires of the wicked will perish. Pause. Feel all negative energy being removed from your financial life. After the recitation, you'll do the specific visualization. The specific visualization. Now you'll close your eyes again. You'll visualize exactly what your life will be like when your debts are eliminated. Don't visualize money. Visualize sensations. Visualize emotions. Visualize the real life you'll have. Visualize yourself opening mail without fear. Visualize yourself looking at bills with calmness. Visualize yourself sleeping peacefully. Visualize yourself waking up without that weight on your chest. Visualize yourself smiling when the phone rings. Visualize yourself breathing freely. Visualize your family relaxed. Visualize your children without worry. Visualize your home in harmony. Visualize yourself being able to help other people. Visualize yourself being generous. Visualize yourself being a blessing. And as you visualize, you'll feel gratitude. Gratitude as if this were already, gratitude as if you've already received it. Because it's this anticipated gratitude that accelerates the process. It's this emotional certainty that opens the pathways. The 3 affirmations. Now you'll take the pen and paper. You'll write 3 specific affirmations. First affirmation. I accept the abundance that is coming into my life. Second affirmation. I deserve to live free from financial worries. Third affirmation. I am grateful for the transformation that is happening now. You'll write these 3 affirmations with your own hand. You'll sign below. You'll put the date. And you'll keep this paper in a special place. It could be in your wallet. It could be on your nightstand. It could be anywhere you see it every day. Because these affirmations will be your reminder. They'll be your anchor. They'll be your connection to the transformation that is happening. The daily closing. After doing all this, you'll take the glass of water. You'll drink all the water. You'll feel the water washing away all the energy of scarcity. You'll blow out the candle. You'll thank the opportunity to connect with something greater. You'll thank for the transformation that is coming. And you'll leave there with a certainty. The certainty that something has changed. The certainty that you've planted a seed. The certainty that the harvest is coming. You'll do this twice a day, morning and night, for 48 consecutive hours. In the morning to plant the seed. At night to water the seed. For 2 full days. What will happen? On the first day, you'll feel an inner shift. You'll feel more hope. You'll feel that something is moving. On the second day, you'll start to have ideas. You'll start to see opportunities. You'll start to feel inspirations. And after 48 hours, you'll start to see external results. You'll receive unexpected calls. Opportunities will appear. Money will emerge from unexpected places. Not necessarily a huge amount, but enough for you to see that the protocol works. Enough for you to feel that the tide has turned. And then you'll understand. You'll understand that you have access to a higher power. You're going to understand that you're not alone. You're going to understand that there's always a way out. The science behind the protocol. Do you know why this works? Because when you're in crisis, you generate a specific energy, an energy of urgent need, and the universe responds to that energy. It responds to the intensity. It responds to the sincerity. It responds to the real need. But you need to direct that energy. You need to channel that energy. You need to use that energy productively. And that's what the protocol does. It takes your energy of despair and transforms it into energy of manifestation. It takes your fear and transforms it into faith. Kathryn Kuhlman understood this. She understood that crisis is an opportunity. She understood that despair is a doorway. And she created a method to use that doorway to transform crisis into opportunity, to transform despair into hope. Important notes. There are some important things you need to know before you begin. First, you can't tell anyone you're doing the protocol. It has to be a secret between you and the universe. Why? Because when you tell someone, you disperse the energy, you lessen the intensity, you weaken the process. Second, you can't keep checking if it's working. You can't keep doubting. You can't keep questioning. You have to trust the process. You have to maintain faith. You have to let the protocol work. Third, you need to be prepared to act. When opportunities arise, you need to have the courage to seize them, because the protocol opens doors, but you need to have the courage to walk through them. Fourth, you need to be grateful, regardless of the outcome, regardless of what happens, because gratitude is what keeps the channel open. It's what allows more blessings to come. The moment of decision. Now you have a choice. You can continue doing the same things and expecting different results. Or you can try something that has already transformed thousands of lives. You can continue struggling with financial worries. Or you can give a chance to a protocol that has been tested and proven. You can continue feeling like a victim of circumstances. Or you can take control of your life using a powerful tool. The choice is yours. But remember, you have nothing to lose. You've tried everything. You've explored all the logical options. Now it's time to try something different. Something that goes beyond logic. Something that touches the very essence of manifestation. And if it works, if in 48 hours you start to see real changes in your financial life, if the doors really start to open, then you'll understand that there has always been a way out, that there has always been hope, that there has always been a possibility. The final promise. I can't promise you that you'll become rich. I can't promise you that all your problems will disappear. But I can promise you that something will change, that you will feel a difference, that you will see new possibilities. Because when you connect with the source of abundance, when you apply a tested protocol, when you act with faith and determination, something always happens. And even if it's just a small change, even if it's just a small opportunity, even if it's just a small spark of hope, it's already worth it. Because it's from these small changes that great transformations are born. It's from these small opportunities that great achievements arise. And who knows? Who knows if your life isn't about to change completely? Who knows if this isn't the key you've been looking for? Who knows in 48 hours, you won't be looking back and thanking yourself for having the courage to try. The only way to know is to try. The only way to discover is to apply. The only way to transform is to begin. So begin. Begin now. Begin today. Begin this journey that can change everything. Because you deserve to live free from financial worries. You deserve to breathe easy. You deserve to have hope. And that hope is within your reach. It's 48 hours away. It's waiting for you to take the first step. Take that step. Trust the process. Allow the impossible to become possible. Because when you least expect it, the door will open. And on the other side of that door is the financial life you've always dreamed of. A life where you no longer need to count pennies. A life where you can sleep peacefully. A life where you can be generous. That life is waiting for you. It's just 48 hours away. Begin today. Begin now. Begin this transformation that can change everything. Because you didn't come this far by accident. You didn't hear this message by coincidence. You didn't arrive at this moment without purpose. You arrived here because it was time. Because you were ready. Because the solution was waiting for you. Now it's just a matter of applying. Now it's just a matter of trusting. Now it's just a matter of allowing the transformation to happen. In 48 hours, you'll know if this works. In 48 hours, you'll have your answer. In 48 hours, your life could be completely different. And when that happens, when you see the first changes, when you feel the first breakthroughs, you will understand something fundamental. You will understand that you were never alone, that there has always been a greater force working in your favor, that there has always been a possibility of transformation. You just needed the right key, the right protocol, the right moment, and that moment is now. That key is in your hand. That protocol is available to you. Use it. Trust it. Allow it to transform your life, because you deserve so much more than you're living now. You deserve abundance. You deserve peace. You deserve freedom. And that freedom is starting now. It's starting with a decision. It's starting with a choice. The choice to trust. The choice to try. The choice to believe that the impossible can become possible. Make that choice. Make that decision. Take that step. Because on the other side of that step is the life you've always wanted. It's the peace you've always sought. It's the abundance you've always deserved. And it all starts now. It all starts with you. It all starts with this decision to transform your life in 48 hours. Begin.